right, good morning. Is there an echo out there? It's okay now? That's weird. So that's what happened to the Halloween one shot is I had to go out and then come back in. Yeah, that is just really, really strange. Need to make a couple of adjustments on my OBS over here, I think. Hey, Scott, good morning. How are you? Did you bring some dice with you, Scott? That's my big question because we're going to do some random generation. So I'm going to ask for some rolls. What is that?
It's what was inside the cooker.
Thank you. That's awesome. All right, so my wife just came in and I get paranoid about stuff, so I hide things. And we went and got the cooker out for the holidays. And inside the cooker is something I hid 2 years ago. That's hilarious. Oh, too funny. All right. Yeah, so everybody can hear me okay? Need to make that adjustment. And let's see here. Honestly, I'm not sure how to do that. All right. Hola. Hey, hola, M. Martin. Good morning. How are you? Tips Imagine. Hey, good morning, Zen. How are you? Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Hey, I hope the two of you brought some dice with you. Because what we're going to do today is we're going to use this book. This is the Remarkable Shops by Loresmyth. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but what we're going to do is we're going to create a business for our world or for whatever, and I will share the document after. If you'd like to have it, you're more than welcome. But it is 9 a.m. Chicago time, so good morning to those of you that are over in Europe. I believe it is afternoon there. Good morning, Scott. The prime material, plain indeed. Awesome. I just need to make a quick adjustment to my layout here so I can see everybody. Let's see if that did the trick. Hit save changes, and you guys are over here. All right, well, I can see my live chat a little bit better. All right, can everybody hear me okay? 1,600 hours in España. Nice. Okay, so let's get started. There's a few of you here already, and we are going to create our own shop. And I would like to do this just with random dice, just because I think that would be fun, hilarious, a little bit silly. It might not all make sense, but let's go from there. So, if who would like to make the first? Oh, hey, Scott, Des Moines. That's awesome. I am in the Peoria area in central Illinois. So not too far. I think we're about 6 hour drive to Des Moines, maybe. Not too bad. Yes, audio is good. Yeah, that was weird. So I had to end my stream and come back. I'm still trying to figure out. I think I just need to do everything through Streamlabs because for those of you that were around for the Halloween one shot, that was disastrous. It was so much echo, and I had to restart everything. It was a nightmare. But yeah, if I get this figured out, I do plan on doing more live streams. I think we're going to live stream a game after the first of the year. It'll be like 2 hour live streams. Immortal Origins is going to be one of those. And hey, that's cool. You show up green on there too. Immortal, one of the members with the little prismatic owl. That's pretty awesome. Zen, oh, Minnesota. Nice. Okay, very cool. That is one of the states I haven't been to yet. I would like to go to Minnesota. especially to disc golf, but just because I've never been there. That's one of the few states I've been all around Minnesota, but not to Minnesota. So hopefully someday. So let's get started. And who has a D10? If somebody would like to roll a D10 with you with a die or with an automatic generator, just shout me out a random number from 1 through 10. Yes, Midwest. Yeah, that game's gonna be awesome. Yeah, we're going to do. Still need a vision. I know. Yep. Okay, we got a 5. Yeah, definitely. Immortal. I do want to go to Portugal, but Minnesota's a lot easier to drive to than Portugal. All right. So our first random number is going to be a 5, and heck with it, we'll throw an 8 up there. So we'll just decide between the two. So in the table of 5 would be a city or a large town, and our shop is going to be made of bricks or mortars. So actually, I kind of like that. If we did go with the 8, it would be either an oasis, a city, or a riverside, and it would be made of sandstone. So which one do we want to go with? They're both about the same. How about let's just go with, let's stay easy. We'll go with a structure location. This is going to be in a city or a large town, or just a town. Doesn't have to be large. A city or a town. And it's going to be just our regular brick and mortar store. So we're going to start off really simple. Virtual one. Okay. Um, MR, if you wouldn't mind, roll me a d20. We're going to decide our fantasy business. In fact, let's get a couple d20 rolls so we can choose between them. So our structure and location, we're going to have it in a city or town. It's going to be a brick and mortar store. And this is our fantasy business. So a couple of d20 rolls, and then we'll choose between them. Okay, does anybody have a d20? It can be digital, random generator, numerical. Just shout out a number between 1 and 20. Either or. 13. All right. Thanks, Immortal. Okay. So we're going to have a jeweler. So our fantasy business is going to be a jeweler. And what our jeweler does, bought, sold, bought, and appraised. So our family business is going to be a jeweler where they buy, sell, identify, and appraise valuables. So this is going to be the main business. So these are the goods, the main business, and the potential side business. So our business has what they do, and then maybe on the side, stolen valuables are bought and sold. All right, so that is our business. So we have a jewelry shop in a city or a town. So the next thing we need is a name, and is it Zen? T silent. If hopefully I'm saying that right. Zenzu. We're going to use your 10 roll to help generate our business. So our business is going to have just making sure I'm doing this right. Be right back here. we're going to give it 3 names. So the first part of our name is going to be, actually, we'll just go to the Gallant. And then I need one more D20 roll. Anyone that wants to put out a D20 with a random result. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Who else has a D20 roll for us? And how about my Midwestern friends? Anybody else having some severe allergies this weekend? Mine are just off the dang charts. All right. All right. I need one more D20 roll. Mortal, Zen, Mar, any of you is fine. Just throw out a number between 1 and 20. 1. Critical failure. You can't crit fail on the name. All right. So the Gallant Tome. So that's going to be our shop. The Gallant Tome. All right. So the Gallant Tome. And this is going to be, we're going to put this in our Discord has a open source community city that, or world that revolves around the city of Ambervane. So the Gallant Tome is going to be in Ambervane. It is going to be, it's going to be a jeweler, a jewelry shop. Let's see here. So after that, we need to decorate it, and our atmosphere been better since it's cooled off. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It doesn't even matter if it cools off. My allergies are so nuts. And I got a disc golf at like 7:30 in the morning tomorrow, so I'm hoping it's at least it's not freezing. Should be interesting. For atmosphere, it's a D10 roll. I'm going to use your roll, MR, of a 5. So our first part of our atmosphere of the Gallant Tome is there is a rattle in the walls. That's way too big. I need to take that down a notch. Let's see, a jeweler in the town of, that's more like a city now, city of Amberfame. Buy and sell, identify, and appraise valuables. And as a side business, buy and sell stolen valuables. Sounds a little shady. Okay. All right. So the atmosphere, their shop has an occasional rattle in the walls. Good morning, Prippy. How are you? Let's see. First exam in a few weeks. Shouldn't be spending. Yes, I know it. When you have things to do, man, that's, YouTube's got to come second or third. So no, I appreciate you stopping by and say hi. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're actually going to have 2 different things with our atmosphere. We're going to have this occasional rattle that's in the walls, and if someone else would also give me another D10 roll, and we will add something else. So, actually, we'll do a couple D10 rolls. So whoever's in the chat, if you wouldn't mind just throwing out a number, because our next few randomly generated areas is going to be from 1 to 10. So if you're in the chat, give me a number between 1 to 10. If you want to randomly generate it, that's cool. If not, that's cool as well. So this is our atmosphere. Before you go, Prippy, do you have a number between 1 and 10? Oh, I like that. I like that, Zen. I like that. Scott's got a 10 for us. So, in addition to the shop having an occasional rattle on the walls, there is a metallic taste in the air. And I like where Zen's going with this already, because this is exactly what I wanted to do today. So we're going to use the Remarkable Shops as the basis to create the features of our Remarkable Shop. But already we've got some great ideas in here. With the rattle on the walls, this could be rats or were-rats, especially because were-rats, they're kind of rogues themselves, aren't they? Scoping out the goods. I like that. Well done, Zen. Inspiration for you for today. That's cool. Scoping out the valuables. All right. So Scott had our 10. So also in this place, I can't spell atmosphere, is a metallic taste in the air. So we can already imagine ourselves, if we're to use this shop in our game, you come through the door and there's a strange metallic taste in the air that you can't quite place it. And as you talk a little bit, maybe we would do a perception check or something like that, or you just hear a rattle in the walls. And let's see, Immortal has a 9. So with his 9, we're going to move on to the condition of our shop. So with that 9, Immortal, business is good. And the prices are high. So that's good. Business is good and the prices are high at the Gallant's home. And Mar, you rolled a 2. Good thing you're not playing today. Well, yeah, low numbers aren't always good. Sometimes they're okay, but yeah, not usually. So with your 2, Mar, I'm going to use or add personnel present on premises. Shop can appear deserted, but is under surveillance. So this random result kind of clashes with what I would want to do with this, because we're also going to randomly create a few NPC characters that are going to be owning this and running this. So I don't want it to appear deserted, but I think we could definitely tie that in. Maybe they're only open a few times, or maybe when you first come in, there's nobody in there. Like there's whoever our shopkeeper is, and we'll randomly determine that a little bit, but maybe they are back in a back room or something, and they have things that keep an eye on people when they walk in. Who knows? But we'll get to that in a little bit. Is a shop generation created from PDF we can buy? Yes. So what I'm doing is, this is the Remarkable Shops, and I should have put a link to this, but you can get this on Drive-Thru RPG for the PDF, and I'm not sure where else you can get it, but Drive-Thru RPG will have this. Remarkable Shops, there's also Remarkable Inns, and I think I backed the Kickstarter for the Remarkable Colts as well. So this is by Loresmyth, and it is really cool. The generation decorating your shop, I don't know if it's really set up for randomly determining it, but it's got a bunch of tables, and I like to randomly determine things because I think it's fun to roll and see what you get. So that's why we're doing it that way. But it's got a lot of different sections of shops and NPCs to include in your shop. So really good book. Let's see here. Donald, good morning. Okay, that was your question. Very good. Thanks for joining us. Scott, love were rats. They are a great low level villain. Absolutely agree. Scott, have you run Dragon Heist Waterdeep? Because were rats play a small role in there, and I absolutely loved having the were rats in my Dragon Heist game. It was pretty cool. Zen says gold and silver smithing for metallic smelt. That is a good idea. Some gold and silver smithing. What do you think they would be making? What would our shop be smithing with gold and silver? Maybe some kind of a secret project or a secret item. Maybe they're melting down some stolen valuables, something like that. Some interesting things. Scott, were rats would stay away from silver goods. Are they? Oh, that's right. Yes, that is true. Hmm. We could take the idea of smithing. Maybe the were rats. I'm just throwing this out there, but maybe the were rats are making sure like all the silver is being disposed of. That would be hilarious. So this jewelry shop maybe is actually run by a were rat, and they like with their gloves on and handle all this silver, and they buy it and stuff and get it just so they can dispose of it. Who knows? Wally, hello from Sweden. Hey Jesse, good morning. Good to see you. Glad you could catch it as well. How's Sweden? That seems like an amazing place. I would really love to visit Europe. That'd be so cool. Okay. Let's see here. I need a few more D10 rolls. We've got one, two. I need two more D10 rolls. So for those of you in the chat, just throw out a number between 1 and 10, or roll a physical die or a digital die, whatever you would like. But I need two more D10 rolls to finish out our shop. And for those of you that are just joining us, this is we're just randomly creating a shop. This is from Loresmyth's Remarkable Shops. Really good book. I did this type of a live stream about 2 or 3 years ago with Remarkable Inns, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought I would do one today. We created a really good inn. By the time we were done with the inn we created from Remarkable Inns, we had probably about a 4-page tavern. It was really cool. Let's see. Scott, buying silver at premium prices to melt it down and ship it somewhere else. Perfect. Yes, I like that idea. Let's put that on there. Up here by this buy and sell stolen vehicles. Actually, let's just throw it down here. Possible. Oh, come on, Google Docs. I don't want that font. Let's try that again. Possible were rat connection. Buying silver and shipping it away. So we'll keep that in mind. I like that idea. It sounds fun. Nerdtastic. Hola, hey. Let's see. Hola. Buenos dias? Buenos tardes. Buenos noches. Yes, buenos dias for me. Buenos noches for you. Yeah. Morning. Nerdtastic is here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Zen, you got a 1. That's fine. 1s are good. So let's add our finishings. So our jeweler. Let's put this up here with our atmosphere. We're going to put our furnishings. Oh boy, 1 might not be good. How does it really go along with it? So what 1 was is a filthy how do I get my I'm just starting to learn Google Docs, actually. There we go. All right. So this says filthy. So the place is grimy, garbage, build environment. But that's going to give us a little bit of an issue because on a previous roll, we had that business is good and the prices are high. We've got a jewelry shop. So with that 1 year old, so what I would probably do instead of making the entire shop filthy, let's do it this way. Let's say that our jeweler, the Gallant Tome, is the main area, the display. What do you call that? The shop floor where the customers come in at is like immaculate. But if you're to go into the back rooms, and especially if we make were rats involved with this, the back rooms are going to be filthy. So maybe there's takeout containers. They've got like pizza boxes that are stacked all the way back. But like the front part of the jewelry shop is like immaculate. So and that's kind of things you have to do with randomly determining things, randomly creating things like this. Is in order to make sense, you either have to roll again or try to fit that result in there. So the showroom will be so the showroom will be immaculate, um, and nice, I guess. I mean, I'm not even sure another word. So the showroom is immaculate and nice, but the back rooms are going to be filthy, grimy, garbage filled. Too many takeouts, things like that. Okay, so that was one. Mar got a 6 and a 4. And this will be our last D10 roll for a little while. So we'll use the 6. Okay. And for the 6 is a shop edition. And that is exhibition. Display cases for rare items and exotic curiosities. Okay. And this is going to Master Splinter. I love it. Maybe the shopkeeper is Grimes and unkempt. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I like it. Okay, so our last D10 roll is a shop edition where the display cases for rare items, it has display cases for rare items and curiosities. So having our player characters come into this shop, they're going to hear a rattle in the walls. There's going to be a metallic taste in the air, and it's going to have all of these other display cases, but there's going to be one display case in particular that's going to have rare items and curiosities. So one display case has extremely, or maybe a single rare item or exotic curiosity. So we'll come back and maybe we'll fill in a little bit of this after we get everything all set up, and then we can tie it all in together. Master Splinter, Donatello. Zen, that's inspiration for you. Donatello's my favorite as well, man. I love it. Love the bow staff. How are we keeping players from stealing? That's a good question, and we might be able to take a look at that with our NPCs, which we are going to create here very shortly. But now what I need is a percentile roll. Yep, so we're going to give our shop one memorable feature, and then we're going to create our staff, the people that work there. And I already have a feeling that we may be going more with a were rat theme. So honorable features, if somebody would do me a percentile roll between 1 and 100. Oh, my coffee's gone already. 39. Thanks, Nerdtastic. Appreciate that. 39. Oh, my goodness. All right. Okay, so let's get a little wild with this. So number 39 on the random table. So we'll have to figure out how to include this because I kind of like this idea. So weird, man. Uh, okay, so this section, and if this doesn't work, maybe we'll roll again. Okay, we got a 98 out there, so let's choose one of these. I'll put this one up there too. I love these. There's so many. This book is just hilarious. There's 100 different. What section this is called memorable features. What's going to make this shop memorable? So we've got two things here that is just absolutely hilarious. This is with our roll of a 39 and a 98. Okay. So I'm going to leave this up to everyone out there. So we're going to have, I want you to choose either option A or option B. So with option A, for our jewelry store, our jeweler store, half of the store is in another dimension. The shopkeeper often has to enter the other side that's prepared with weapons and armors. He always comes back exhausted and covered in a blue liquid. Or option B, the shopkeeper often mistakes you for an illusion and not a real person. Scott, yes, this is most definitely a really fun book. Like I said, I've done this with the Remarkable Ends in the past, and I don't know if Loresmyth intended for to randomly generate businesses and ends like this, but I like doing it because it's just you just end up some really wacky things. So if everyone in the stream just type in an A or a B, all right, we got one vote for A. Any votes? Any more votes, or are we good with going with A? It's just crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy. Option B. All right, we need one more vote. A or B? The next A or B will take it, and then we'll move on to our staff. While I'm waiting for an A or B vote, creating custom staff. Where we're at. Nerdtastic says B. Okay, so we're going to go with B. So whoever a shopkeeper is often mistakes you for an illusion and not a real person. So that's going to be fun dealing with um, trying to buy or sell your goods when they may or may not even believe that you're a real person. All right, so the next section is creating our custom staff. So we're going to create this shopkeeper, and let's keep were rats in mind because I really like this idea of building this business around a were rats. So I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, holy cow, there's a lot of stuff. 7. Okay, so I need 7 d20 rolls. So if everyone would just grab a d20 or give me a random number between 1 and 20, and we will start piecing it together. Likeness. Pearl. So this is great. This is in the appendix, and it's going to we're just going to randomly determine what our shopkeepers like. Nerdtastic also creates an opening for players to try to get to the bottom of business. Yes, very much. Nerdtastic has a 17, so the likeness 17. So our shopkeeper has a round, friendly face with an easy smile. All right. Hey, Mike. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Scott has a 4, so our apparel. So he's going to look a bit outdated. Old-fashioned apparel. And All right, so our likeness, our apparel. Let's see here. What's next? Mannerisms. Mannerism. Let's see here. So we got the 4. Zen rolled a 15. Enunciator. Enunciator. Pronounces every word carefully. Interesting. Personality. Mar, a 20 and a 1. All right, let's go with that. All right, so personality, let's go with the 20. Saint. Unselfishly helps others even when it harms their own well-being. Oh, it's a good guy or gal. Others even. Okay, good personality. And then with our 1, that's going to be the background, which is Pariah. I'm not sure that one goes with the... Okay, I still need anyone that wants to roll 2 more d20s. You just watched my echo problem. Good morning, Chuck. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm really just I'm struggling with my streaming capabilities. And good morning, Robert and Dark Winter. Good morning, everyone. Good to see everybody. Let's see here. Dark Winter says, perhaps a couple of illusionary clerks or customers to explain why the shopkeeper keeps mistaking customers for the illusionary ones. I like that idea. And we are going to have a few of our employees. We're going to generate them shortly, so we'll keep that in mind. Yay, 5 thumbs up, 13 watching. Even with the mishap on the beginning, that was that echo problem. I don't get it. I'm learning though. I'm learning. Yeah, Mars says that makes sense. They don't even know they are talking to real or illusions. Yeah, very good. All right, so we got some rolls out there. Some low rolls. Let me see here. So back to our shopkeeper. Got a little off track there. My apologies. And background is going to be a prisoner. When freed, came upon some money and set up the shop, but has little knowledge of how to run a legal business. Oh my goodness. All right, this is gonna be hilarious. Hey, classes and constructs, good morning. Hey, thanks. Yeah, excited to have you here. One of the my fellow YouTubers there, classes and constructs. Thanks for joining. He does he converts Magic the Gathering cards to D&D items. So if you're looking for monsters or spells or magic items and stuff like that, where you get inspiration from, look at that, I just so happen to have a bunch of magic cards on my desk. Yeah, if you're looking for inspiration from magic cards to put in your D&D game, check out his channel. Awesome. And speaking of which, that is, we did a collaboration together. Myself, Classes and Constructs, and Josiah from Dungeon Dad, and I will be releasing the first of 2 hopefully this Wednesday, and that is going to be spells that you can include in your Strixhaven game. Okay, so I need to get back to some rolls. We got an 8, so we got our background. Secrets. So what secrets does this have? Number 8, unstable. Has mental problems. Has mental issues that are getting worse, such as hallucinations or irrational fears. All right, that is our secrets, and I need one more D20 roll, and then we'll piece this guy together. You bet. No problem at all. Appreciate you swinging by. Absolutely. Maybe he was employed by someone who eventually sold up, but sold the shop to them at a reduced price in appreciation for their service. I like that idea. Must close down every 30th. Oh, great idea, Scott. Okay. I need one more D20 roll, but let's get back to our shopkeeper. So are we in favor of making this guy a were-rat? If you're in favor of making a were-rat, just type in were-rat or just put yes or something. In the chat. Yes, okay. I think we're going with the were-rat idea. Roll to 16 classes and constructs. Thank you. Appreciate that. That is going to bring out technique. And number 16, loss leader. Willing item. Purchases expensive. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where we've created our shop and our shopkeeper. There's still a section on creating staff and creating customers, but let's get back to those in a little bit. I want to focus on the shopkeeper a little bit because this is in your fantasy shops and your businesses and stuff. That's going to be usually their first point of contact, the person that you interact with. So I love creating memorable shopkeepers or NPCs, and I think we've got one right here. I think we've decided that. What book am I using? I am using, this is by Loresmyth, and this is called Remarkable Shops. I don't know. Yep. Now, you can find this on Drive-Thru RPG. I got it through the Kickstarter. There's Remarkable Shops. And there's also Remarkable Inns. Remarkable inns in their drinks, remarkable shops in their wares, and then I believe Loresmyth is working on remarkable cults, which I did I backed that Kickstarter as well. But in these books, there's random tables at the back where you could create your own shops, and I just always thought it was fun to just randomly determine things, and that's what we're doing today. Is we're just going through these tables one by one, rolling a number, and see what comes up. Yeah, great question. Hey, great mustache. Morning. Good to have you here. Okay, so our shopkeeper, what book is he using? Oh, I already answered that one. With a periapt of something to help control the impulses. I like that idea. Oh, okay. All right. So let's do this. Our shopkeeper's a were-rat. We decided on that. He's gonna were-rats. If correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they have more of a thinner face, more elongated features? I think so. This would be kind of neat to have one that doesn't even look like a were-rat. So he's got a round, friendly face with an easy smile. I'm good with that. Very personal. Don't forget too that we did roll this up here. And we're going to make this is going to be one of our shopkeeper's quirks. One of the, oh man, why why doesn't that stay in? Can you guys see that? My apologies if my big face is in the way there. Let's change all of this to the same font. I think that worked. Okay. All right, so our shopkeeper's a were-rat. And any good names for this were-rat, out of curiosity? There's no name generators in here. So if you can think of a good name for our were-rat jeweler, I can take this too. The jeweler owner is a were-rat. He or she, doesn't matter. They have a round, friendly face with an easy smile. One of the quirks is often mistakes. I would just put folks because it doesn't have to be you. Often mistakes folks for an illusion. We'll put some folks. Maybe there's some. Doesn't mistake everybody for an illusion or a real person, but like if I were to run this in a game, I would probably maybe pick one, and he would just like be staring at that person the entire time. Maybe it would be based on alignments or based on class or what they're wearing, but yeah, I think I'd go along those lines. That would sound fun. As far as apparel, our shopkeeper wears old-fashioned apparel from an earlier time period. So we should probably move that up one. Oh, cool. Let me check the chat real quick. The shopkeeper is where the rubber meets the road. Yes, thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Scott. Yep. If you can sell that NPC, that's it's so much fun. I love running NPCs. I'm not the best at it, but I really enjoy running NPCs and introducing them and giving them a funny voice or something. Stay a while and listen. Kind of I absolutely love that stuff. Maybe he is a follower of the moon god and he employs to help him during bouts of the full moon that affects him. That's a great idea. Very good idea. All right. So employees, possible non-were-rats to help during a full moon. Very good. Okay. Hey, good morning. Zen, he is chunky and well eating and good business. Yes. So what is it that our were-rat likes to eat? So previously we discussed our shop. Now our shop it's like immaculate on the showroom floor, but behind the scenes it's filthy. We discussed we randomly determined that is having this shop being a bit dirty. So once you go back into the employee only sections or whatever, here it is right here. The back rooms are filthy with grimy garbage filled environment. So what I'm picturing with this guy is takeout food. Just have something fun. So perhaps you have like a restaurant or a pastry shop that's down the road and there's like all of these stacked up packages and boxes of whatever it is that this were-rat likes to eat. And so shop room floor immaculate, behind the scenes he just leaves his stuff all over. Gerald nesting or Resper or Esteban, Otis or Otto. Ooh, I kind of like Otis. Maybe his transformation was interrupted. That's why he doesn't look like a were-rat. Maybe a failed attempt to remove the curse. Oh, man. Dark Wonder, you are putting out some really good ideas. I appreciate that. That is awesome. Yeah. So let's go back to that. Now we did bring up that he had for a background prisoner. So let's move that up. Ooh, I don't need to see the code for the page. So he was a prisoner. When freed, came upon some money and set up the shop, but has little knowledge of how to run a legal business. So maybe he was a prisoner of were-rats. So we'll move this in. Was held captive by were-rats, and became infected with lycanthropy. Later tried to have, what did you say there? It's the failed attempt to remove. Later tried to have the curse removed, and it was unsuccessful. But and see what I like about this too is you can go out of the normal trope for a were-rat. You so he doesn't have to fall in line with with being greedy or evil or anything along those lines. So if you want to play them, especially since we roll personality of being a saint, so he is a bit unselfish. So I guess we could throw that up there as well. I mean, I think that still fits. If you see something that really isn't fitting in here, be sure to shout it out and let's address it, because I definitely want to, no pun on his friendly face, but kind of get a well-rounded character here. Let's see here. Byron Kretschnibble. I'm liking some of these names. Let's see here. Esteban. All humans are illusions because he was tricked once. Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. So he's got a little bit of, what do you call it? Paranoia. Yeah. So let's add that. Great job, Ove. Great job. Was tricked by an illusion at one point. Now a bit paranoid. I'll add that. Okay. Maybe the former employer occasionally visits and they're trying to find a cure for him, but own family situation has made these visits very sporadic, but they provide supplies for him to sell or use. I like that. Yeah, it's kind of the lines I was going. So with that in mind, our owner is a were-rat, but doesn't have the all of the personalities of the were-rat, because even though the lycanthropy, the trying to remove the curse failed, it did work a little bit in giving him his own personality. But I was also thinking too, a lot on the same lines that you are, that it would be really cool if there's like this were-rat mafia that still has their claws, so to speak, into this guy. Maybe they have something that they're holding against him or whatever else. So, I mean, going all the way back to our first roll of where he could buy and sell stolen valuables, and especially with silver and stuff, they're like buying silver to get it out of the city. This could tie into perhaps he's doing this because you've got the were-rat, the Godfather or the mafia or whatever, that have something against him, whether either it's threatening his life or they had something that is very dear to him, so that he kind of works for them behind the scenes. I like this. Looking at drive-through RPG for these books might take a while, but interested. I'll definitely put a link in after I'm done with the live stream. I'll put a pinned post with a link, so if you want to come back and snag that, I definitely encourage you to. It is a great PDF. It's some of my favorite books for sure. What was he jailed for? I'm thinking, and up to everyone here, but I'm thinking that he wasn't jailed for anything that he did, but was a prisoner of some were-rats. So maybe this owner crossed them or something. I'm not sure what he would have done. Let me know why would these were-rats keep him, and better yet, why was he infected with lycanthropy? Let's see here. B Mojo, good morning. One of the items in the shop is causing illusions. I like that. Okay. And that ties into it as well. So we do have a section up here. Where did that section go? We have, I thought we had one display. Oh, here it is right here. Let's move this up to furnishings. One display case has extremely rare items and exotic curiosities. So we'll add that here, that one of the items in the display case. Do we want it in the display case? One of the is causing illusions. Can create illusions. Think about that. I love breaking tropes. I do as well. Absolutely. I love breaking tropes. I love to use monsters in ways that they're not supposed to be used. Like in my Dragon Heist campaign, I had doppelgangers that were actually good. I like the idea of using a Medusa for good. I like the idea of using good aligned creatures for bad or evil things. It's just so interesting because when you come across these monsters or these NPCs or whatever, and you expect one thing, or the players expect one thing, and you provide them with something totally different. I love it. Maybe he was rescued by the guard who brought in his later employer, who helped him as well as she could. Ooh, I like that too. Maybe he was rescued by the guard who brought in his later employer. That's awesome. I like this. I like this background on this guy. Escaped with help from a guard. Good backstory on this guy. Good backstory. Give him advantage against illusions. Yes, I will add that. Quirk. As well, let's see here. I don't know if that fits as well as I thought. Let's see. Because his quirk is he often mistakes folks for an illusion. I'm not sure how I would twine that in. If he mistakes some folks for an illusion, I don't know if he would have advantage against them. Well, let's do it this way. Often mistakes some folks for an illusion and not a real person. However, cannot be tricked by other by illusions of objects or terrain. And what I like about this is a lot of characters may try to, I forgot what spell it is, where they try to act like a copper piece is a gold piece and put some type of an illusion on it. So having our jeweler not being able to be tricked by these illusions of objects or terrain would be good. So he could detect fakes. Detects fake valuables with no issues. So maybe that's one of the side effects of this quirk. So he often mistakes some folks for an illusion and not a real person. Cannot be tricked by illusions of objects or valuables. I like that. Since he's a jeweler, it's not, you're not going to be able to pull the wool over his eyes. You're not going to be able to bring in a rock and have it look like a chunk of gold. He will detect that. Very cool. Maybe he's unaware of the shop he's in charge of has a strong defense against the were-rats master. Ooh, that's also a very good possibility. Then maybe the were-rat leader could expose him as a were-rat to the public, destroying his business and reputation, but is just a threat as he is too valuable for getting rid of silver to the city. Let's see. I would like to add that as a possibility. Possible were-rat connection. Where is... So I think we want to agree that our owner has a connection to this were-rat leader. We're gonna, let's just call it this were-rat mafia. creating a remarkable shop, and I enter a part of it called the Were-Rat Mafia. I love it. Were-Rat leader is how did you put that? Threatens the shopkeeper. Threatens to reveal the shopkeeper's true identity of lycanthropy. Okay, I like that. That's a definite possibility. A mask or an object containing the ashes of some creature like a lich phylactery that occasionally generates those illusions in response to a lich. Oh my goodness, yes. To the lich or creature's abilities. I'll add that in there as well. Let's see here. One of the items in display can create illusions. Possible connection to phylactery or lich. We could definitely explore that as well. Maybe he thinks humans. Ove says maybe he thinks humans are illusions because he once got a wizard to cast a spell such that it looks like his shop is busy all the time. I like that. Where did our illusion part go? Was tricked by an illusion at one point, but now a bit paranoid. Or, let's see here. Thinks human or illusion because he once got a wizard to cast a spell. Or the result of a wizard's illusion spell. Interesting. Let's see. Knows his shop so well that illusions to cover areas of his shop won't work. He can tell the difference because he can smell the difference rather than see or hear through the illusion. I like that. Let's see here. Cannot be tricked. He can smell and hear the differences more than the sight. Very good. Let's see here. B Mojo, he is a fence for the were-rats. What is a fence? Just out of curiosity, is that like a front? I'm not exactly sure what that is. See, he appears to be unaffected by the silver as badly as the other were-rats. I think we could tie that in there as well. Especially since we determined that he was part of that the remove curse didn't work on him. So let's go back up to the front here. So we've got our shopkeeper. He's a were-rat. Let's kind of just put things. I like this too, as far as mannerism goes. I like guides or NPCs that give ideas on how to run a character. So he's an enunciator. I love getting a few hints. I mean, you can always change him how you want. I don't know if the mental issues, even willing to sell an item if the customer purchases expensive accessories. I think we could probably add this technique in here. The rest of it, though, I think we've rounded them out enough. I don't believe we need any more for this guy. So let's go through and see what we have. And if we have stuff that needs to be changed, we should probably do some change. And I'm going to put this guy on his own page. Let's insert a page break. Can I do that? Yeah. Next page. Okay, so this is our jeweler or owner. He's a were-rat. And if you're to describe this character, this NPC to your players, he has a round, friendly face with an easy smile. He wears old-fashioned apparel from an earlier time period, and he's an enunciator. So he's going to pronounce every word carefully. So as a DM, this section right here is absolute gold. So you can describe him, and then, he probably speaks very elegantly. He has a keen pronunciation of all of his words. He's, things along those lines. Now, as far as a background goes, he's a prisoner. So when he's freed, he comes up. He was a prisoner by were-rats, held captive by were-rats. When he was freed, he let's just put this in here. A guard helped him escape. He arrived to the city with some money and set up the shop, but has little knowledge of how to run a legal business. Yeah, we'll leave that in for now. Okay. So he's a prisoner by were-rats. A guard helped him escape. He arrived to the city with a little bit of money to set up his shop. And that's where we're at now. Escape from help of a guard. I put that in there. Held captive. All right. He was held captive by were-rats and became infected with lycanthropy. Later, he tried to have the curse removed, and it was unsuccessful. Do we really need the saint? Him being unselfish helps others when it harms their own well-being. I don't think we need the saint part, because I don't think he would be if he's still being partially controlled by the mafia. So I'm going to take that out. If anybody has any reasons we should keep that in, I can put it back. I'll just cut it out of there. But I think we're going to take that out for now, because he still has some ties to this were-rat mafia, I would believe. So one of his quirks, he often mistakes some folks for an illusion and not a real person. I would probably randomly determine that when your adventuring party enters the shop. Perhaps there's just like one that he doesn't trust, or one that he's like maybe pokes with a finger to see if they're really there, or something like that. But I wouldn't. I think that would just add as a good quirk and a little bit of fun, role playing wise. Our shopkeeper cannot be tricked by illusions or of objects or valuables. So if you try to snake in a copper piece that's disguised as a gold piece, that's not going to work. He detects fake valuables with no issues. He can smell and hear the differences more than the sight. And the reason for this is he was tricked by an illusion at one point, and he's now a bit paranoid, or it's the result of a wizard's illusion spell that has some lasting effects. And then our last quirk is, can I get that over there? Maybe not. He may be willing to sell an item at a loss if the customer purchases expensive accessories. Okay. All right. Hey, Crafty, good morning. Thanks for joining us. So what we're doing today, and I've got a few minutes left, so we'll keep going, is we are creating a shop using Remarkable Shops by Loresmyth, and we are just picking random tables, and this is what we've come up with. We have a jeweler shop that is called the Gallant Tome. It's in the buy, sell, identify, and appraise valuables business. But it does have a side business that buys and sells stolen valuables. You enter the shop. It's very clean in the showroom, but the back rooms are kind of a bit of a mess. And there is a little bit of rattling in the walls, which is probably our rats. And there's a metallic taste in the air. Now, what we've decided is that our shopkeeper is actually a were-rat, but he's not your normal were-rat. He was actually not going to fall into the trope of being evil or with the features. He was one point they tried to remove the curse of lycanthropy, but it didn't work. So future tries of this won't work as well. But yeah, this is a shop that we've created using Loresmyth's book, Remarkable Shops. And now we're just filling in some of the details. We did a lot of die rolls earlier, and now filling in some details. So buy stolen goods for the Mafia Thieves Guild. Absolutely. So I think I think what I really like about this is that with that metallic taste in the air, he is, or they are, whoever our were rat owner is this side business is buying this silver. So this were rat mafia wants to get rid of all of this silver, because of its effects on lycanthropes. So so in the back rooms or whatever, he maybe melts it down or something like that to get rid of it, something along those lines. And then of course this were rat mafia has something against him, and whether that could just be if the shopkeeper doesn't do what they say, then they will identify or reveal his true identity to everyone. Or if there's something more deeper and darker than that you want to go with, we could do that as well. He does have a few employees that are not were rats, and those employees are come in very handy during a full moon. Let's see here. Sells or passes on illegal goods. Yeah, I think he would. I think he would deal in definitely deal in illegal goods if they came in. Again, we took out that a couple of things that made him more of a neutral good character in this, and now he's more of a neutral. So maybe, yeah, along those lines. Let's see here. Offense is a person who buys illegal goods. Ah, thank you. Okay, now that all makes sense. I would say that he would be buying the illegal goods not because he wants to, but because this were rat mafia has their claws into him. So I would say that. In fact, let's go this. So let's do a quest idea. So maybe this quest idea is to for your PCs to eliminate whatever the were rat mafia is holding against the shopkeeper. So the way I would set this up if I first introduced it in a game is the shopkeeper's a good dude. He is a were rat, but it doesn't seem to affect him as much as like other were rats. He's going to fall outside that trope. But he's a cool dude. But the were rat mafia has their claws into him, so he's like doing things that he doesn't want to do, whether that's buying and selling of illegal goods and melting down the silver to get it out of the city so that the were rats can take over. The were rat mafia is going to have a really good time if there's no silver or magical items in the city that'll help them take that over. So they have something against this guy, and that is where our quest comes. So when you play him, he could give out clues as to I don't even know how you would do that, but you could give out clues that he's a good guy, but he's got this secret, and the secret is that he has to work for the mafia. Yeah, that's kind of where my brain's going. I would need more time to set it up in my mind, but I really like the idea of this. Maybe the were rats have been trying to infect him again and slowly causing him to turn into a were rat property. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. In fact, we can put that under here. Mafia trying to enhance shopkeepers' lycanthropy to bring him back to their control. Couple good ideas there. And again, that could be one of the reasons that we bring our NPCs into this. The shopkeeper's a cool dude, but the were rats are trying to suck him back into under their control. I like that. Maybe a sage background. Yeah, most definitely. Could have some type of wizard background. Maybe he knows a few cantrips. Classes and constructs. I love how dynamic this idea ended up. Yeah, so cool. Absolutely. Yeah, this I did one of these for the Remarkable Ends book, and the end we came up with was phenomenal. I ended up typing it up as a 4-page PDF, and just an incredible end. It was so much fun. Works both sides in efforts to remain free of the were-rat mafia and the local constabulary. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so the guy's not the the. I would say that the jeweler is a good guy, but I mean he's still got to do what he's got to do to try to free himself, to protect himself, and in fact maybe he has a family or something that the mafia. In fact, let's put that in there. Um, let's see, mafia threatens family. So maybe he's got a daughter or a daughter, a sister, a family member of some type, or lifelong friend that if he doesn't do what the Were Rat Mafia wants him to do, then they're gonna be like, well, you know. I don't know, kind of Star Wars, like if you won't join us, then maybe your sister will, kind of a thing, something along those lines. I think that'd be fun. Uh, works. I love how dynamic. Yes, definitely works both sides. We got that one. Kratzy, yes. Good morning. 1712. So 5 o'clock. You are 7 hours ahead of me. All right, very good. Thanks for joining us. M Mar, hey, welcome back. Looks interesting. Yes, absolutely. I really like where this is. Where this has gone. I will um generate a PDF out of this and post it on my website. I'll put a link within the next 24 hours or so on this live stream video. If you want to come back in and download this or get access to it for yourself, I'll make sure I make this available to everybody. What was the book or shop called? Yes, Remarkable Shops. You can get the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG. I will also put a link to that and the pinned comments of this video after we're done streaming. Let's see. Maybe the silver gets sent into some place where it won't have to be worried about, like an evil dragon. That's a good point, especially with Fizzbands out. What dragon? And I would probably, if they're dealing with a were-rat mafia, it'd probably be one of the chromatics. But what color dragon wants that much silver? That's a good question. What color dragon would that be? I should probably go back and look through my book, but I'm not even sure which one would really like silver. Hey Rivers, hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Does he have or had a family? Yes, I think he does. I think he's got, and maybe it's not even in the same town. I would say maybe he has like one family member. If we want to make this a younger jeweler, then perhaps like it's like a Spider-Man scenario where you've got Aunt May or something like that. Or if you want to go more of an older shopkeeper, then maybe they have a son or a daughter, and they don't even have to be in the same city. Maybe they're in a different city, but they're always, the were-rat mafia is always watching them. So I think that's key to running this NPC is this were-rat mafia, and again, I think I think it'd be just a very fun quest idea to do with this jeweler, and you can even set the jeweler up. I mean, yeah, just so many campaign ideas come to mind like right away. Classes and constructs. I just have so much trouble making realistic ends and shops. This book sounds perfect as starting points with the tables. Yeah, absolutely. There's two of them. The Remarkable Ends was the first one, and then Remarkable Shops is what we're doing now, and just so many good ideas. I like creating my own stuff, but sometimes you need those random tables just to get it's like Rory's story cubes. It's just sometimes you just need those random generators to get your mind going. So yeah, definitely books are awesome for sure. Maybe the leader of the were-rat mafia is a green dragon. Okay, yeah. Let's put that down in there. Mafia is sending the silver, and I would say magic weapons too, because lycanthropes can be damaged by magic weapons. So if they can use the jeweler as a front as to places to um, sell this stuff, then they would probably do that as well. In fact, maybe have evil rogues or thieves that are also part that want some coin from the mafia, so they will use this jeweler as the front for that. They bring in these like magical daggers and stuff and sell them to a green dragon. I like it. I was wondering if the mafia's boss is a guild mage, perhaps on the city of guild masters for the city, so that various sources within the city's guild and perhaps thanks to jewelers might know him. That's a good idea as well. Make him a prominent figure within the city, so it makes it a little bit harder to bring down. I'm always a fan of that. If you can include your villains with a little bit of political protection where they can't be messed with in public and stuff like that, I think it always adds a great layer for your campaign or your game. I did that a lot with Dragon Heist as well. Let's see. Dr. Feargood. This little fellow will fit in great with my campaign. Awesome. Yes. Glad you are going to be able to use them. I think this would become a very cool NPC. When I used to play Redbox D&D, I would have I had a jeweler in the town, and the players would have to have their characters bring back, because I would always give them gems and jewels, but they don't know how much they're worth. So I would have them. I actually had a jeweler that was very much a part of our campaigns that identified the gems and jewels and put a gold piece value to them, and then it was up to them whether they sold them or not. But having an interaction with a jeweler a lot, it was a lot of fun in my campaign. And with this jeweler, you can include different pieces of jewelry or artwork or artifacts or stuff like that, where like, wow, what is this weird golden key thing? I don't know what it is. Well, let's take it to the jeweler. Maybe he can figure it out. So I think having a jeweler in your campaign is a great way to role play some of the stuff that you just like, okay, I've got 25 gems worth 100 gold pieces. I'm just going to transfer them to gold. But you could actually role play that out. Maybe one of those gems is something special with a marking on it that the jeweler takes his loop out and looks at it carefully, like, I see what you have here. Kind of something like that. I think jewelers are fun. So yeah, include them in your campaign. Married to the same guard who rescued him. Could be. Yes, could be. Yeah, maybe that, with that in mind, yeah, that could also be the ransom, or the maybe the guard, since they helped them escape, maybe that guard is the reason why this jeweler is doing this, because that guard helped them escape, but got captured in the process, and maybe there was a distinct relationship between our shopkeeper and the guard, and unfortunately the shopkeeper got away, but the guard didn't. I like that. Perhaps they want the silver cursed so it can be used to cause lycanthropy instead of using it to fight were-rats. Another fantastic idea. I like that as well. Oh, so much good stuff here, guys. I appreciate it. Crafty, I have to leave really soon. Sorry I couldn't stay longer, but the book sounds awesome and it definitely helped me out. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Crafty. This was a lot of fun for me as well. I love randomly building shops and inns and stuff, so I thought, why not? Let's do a live stream. So I'm glad it helped, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. Scott says the shopkeeper is on the lookout for any Dragon Slayer weapons as well. Yes, absolutely. So anything. So I think we've got this very well set up. Fred, hey, good morning. I just seen you pop in. Morning, Fred. I'm live streaming. I know it's hard to believe. It didn't go off without a hitch though. We had a lot of echo this morning, and I had to restart it. I don't know what the problem is. I'm gonna blame it all on my Streamlabs OBS, of course. Definitely steal some of the things from the shopkeeper. Absolutely. So so I think we got a very good shop out of this. And again, for those of you, Loresmyth's Remarkable Shops, and all we did here, the creating your own shop section of the book at the very back is just a very small chapter, and it gives you some random tables. And that's all we did today was just rolling the random tables. There's creating custom items. Um, there's example shops in here if you just want to plug and play some. And I love Loresmyth's books, and doing this with them every once in a while is just a really good time. So um, having this business set up, we set out to create a shop, and I feel like we've created more of a very multi-layered NPC that I think will be a lot of fun. So while we have our jewelry shop here, this NPC is what interests me more than the shop itself. So very cool. Swap the silver for pewter has a similar look, but isn't lethal to were-rats. Yes. Hey, good morning, Forik. And of course, you know a little something about giving us fake silver, don't you? Yeah. Curse of Strahd game. We were trying to get silver weapons, got melted down, and I don't think we've received silver. What jewels does he work with or prefer to work with? That's a good question. What jewels is so? I'll answer the question with a question. What are things that were-rats are interested in? Because as we previously discussed, this shopkeeper was infected with a lycanthropy. The curse was tried to remove the curse, but it didn't go through. So it kind of returned him a bit to his normal self, and it took him away from the normal tropes of a were-rat with like he has a round friendly face instead of maybe like a long snout like a were-rat did. He's able to he's more of a friendlier fellow. But maybe one of the things that's still left as far as were-rat is concerned is his love for a certain gem or jewel. I don't know if were-rats have anything in particular that they want, that they try to gather or collect. I'll have to get out my monster manual. It's way over that way. So, yes, pretty neat book indeed. In my Curse of Strahd, had removed all the silver in the land years ago and replaced it with pewter. Yes. It's kind of what we're doing with our shop, Forik, is we've got this were-rat mafia that is trying to get rid of all the silver, very, very much like your Curse of Strahd game. But yeah, so that's what we're going with. But so let's summarize. I've been on here for about an hour and a half now. I think I should probably end this live stream. I do want to ask you though, if you're still out there, to make sure you give the stream a thumbs up. That would be awesome. I will try to generate this to a PDF and put a link in the description, a pinned post in the description for a link of this document if you would like to have that. I will also put a link to Loresmyth's book if you want to pick that up as well. And also leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of this live stream. Is this more stuff that you want to see in the future? And yeah, all of those neat things. But with that, let's just do one more summary of this, and then I'll head out of here. So again, creating a shop today from Loresmyth's Remarkable Shops book, and we use the random tables in chapter 3, and we didn't even get to the employee section or the customer section, so there's actually more we could have created, but this is a very good basis, and I hope you can use this for your game. But what we have here is we have a jeweler. It's a brick and mortar store in a city, so you can just right into your game if you want. And when your adventurers come into this shop, they hear an occasional rattle in the walls, which is what got us off on the were-rat tangent. So we're thinking that there's probably some rats in the walls. There's a metallic taste in the air, and that is because our jeweler is buying the silver and either melting it down or doing something like that behind the scenes for this were-rat mafia. The showroom is very immaculate and nice, but once you go beyond the showroom, the back rooms are going to be filthy and garbage filled. I imagine the shopkeeper being a big fan of takeout, so maybe a lot of takeout dishes, pizza boxes stacked high, or however you want to see that. We didn't really get to the display cases. There's one in particular that has some rare items and exotic curiosities. So if our characters are looking for something rare, maybe a quest item, then we can put that in one of our display cases, or things of that nature. And perhaps one of these also helps create illusions. We even mentioned maybe a possible connection to a phylactery or a lich. The condition of the shop, the business is good, prices are high, but occasionally the shop can appear deserted but under surveillance, and that is probably because our shopkeeper's in the back eating his pastries or pizza or whatever it is. And the jeweler buys, sells, identifies, and appraises valuables, but as a side business also buys and sells stolen valuables, and we're going to make that a were-rat connection with the were-rat mafia. So that is our shop. Oh, hey, thanks, Fred. I appreciate it. Do more live streams. I appreciate it. We'll see you later, my friend. Fry Minis, hey, good morning. So a couple of my YouTube friends are all joining in today. We've got Fry Minis. Eric is doing a fantastic job over there. I believe he will be coming out with some Strixhaven reviews very soon. So if you want to see Strixhaven stuff before it is available and get the lowdown on that, make sure you're subscribed to Fry Minis. Hey, and thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Look at that. A little Will Ferrell action going on up there. Boom. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to him, go check it out. He gets early previews of the books, and they have been absolutely awesome. And of course, my friend Fred from How to D&D, make sure you check out and subscribe to him as well. We do a lot of roundtables together. In fact, I think Fry Minis and Fred and I are all doing a roundtable we're going to record in December, I believe. I think we're all on the same day. So I'll be looking forward to doing that. Should be good times. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And I am just wrapping up as well. So I had my coffee and everything. I've been on for about an hour and a half. And again, I will post this this document out. So if you want to get it and do whatever you want with it, you're more than welcome to. And again, to finish my summarization, we've got this were-rat jeweler, or an owner. He's got a round, friendly face with an easy smile. He wears old-fashioned apparel from an earlier time, and he pronounces every word carefully. He's an enunciator. Stay a while and listen. That kind of stuff. He was a prisoner by were-rats. A guard helped him escape. Maybe the guard didn't get away and he's still being held captive, but something with this were-rat mafia is holding this our shopkeeper in their grasp, so he has to do things for him. And what we've determined is that we are taking silver and magical items and we are getting them out of the city. So perhaps maybe in preparation for a were-rat takeover of our city. And then one of the quirks of our shopkeeper is he often mistakes some folks for an illusion and not a real person. And if you bring your party into this shop or whatever, then you may want to have just one of them, maybe just like one person in particular, either randomly determined or for some reason that he thinks is an illusion. But with that in mind, he can't be tricked by illusions or objects or valuables. So if you try to bring in a copper piece disguised as a gold piece, it is not going to work on this guy. Oh yes, Immortal Origin says, everybody please join the Discord if you're not there yet. Come on over and hang out. So many great ideas there. We've got over 500 members now of our Discord. So to plug a few things on the way out, our Discord is awesome for ideas, for puzzles, for traps. If you've got questions, we've got help and advice. Come on over there. We've got a ranking system. So if you go in there, the more you chat, you start as a green dragon and then you level up all the way to level 20. So you get leveled up for hanging out and chatting with us. What else do I need to plug? There is a subreddit if you want to join our subreddit for puzzles and traps. And of course, I am always open on Twitter, YouTube, Discord. If there's things you would like to see from me in the future, just give me a shout out and I will do what I can. And of course, if you are still here, make sure you give this live stream a thumbs up and let me know what you would like to see live streamed in the future, and we'll hang out and do it again. Hoping to do it every Saturday or Sunday morning. I know it doesn't work for most people, but it's the only time I really have available to be able to do it. So let's see here. Thanks. And yep, you're welcome. Have you selected a name for the shop? Yes, that was in the beginning. The shop is the Gallant Tome, and that was randomly generated. The Gallant Gem. I like that. Way to sneak one in there right there at the end, Zen. I like that idea. The Gallant, instead of the Tome, the Gallant Gem. Perfect. I don't even know what gallant mean, but it looks good. The Gallant Gem. All right. So with that being said, I am going to end the live stream. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. Dark Winter, Zen, Immortal, Mmar, Fry Minis, How to D&D, Foric, Dr. Feargood, Stupid But Cunning, Crafty, everyone. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Let's do it again soon. And with that being said, everybody have a great day.